During the last bull market, Binance Labs averaged a 20x to all-time highs on all the projects that they launched from their launchpad. And if you look at this chart, you'll see that some projects did over 1000x, one in fact doing more than 1500x, which is absolutely ludicrous returns. Unfortunately for you, I've found 4 projects from Binance Labs that have launched in the bear market that are really underpriced right now. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how I found them and tell you exactly what you need to be doing to learn more about them and understand the potential gains that we can see from Binance Labs. Hit that like button and let's see if we can make ourselves 1000x. Now, before we dive in and I start talking about what Binance Labs and all that stuff is, I just want you to focus on this chart here. And you can see that this is a Matic Polygon. In the last bull market, from its kind of original launch price, it did a 1003x. That means if you put in $10, you would make $10,030 from a $10 investment. And now you're starting to pay attention. And if we zoom back in time to around the time that Matic launched, you'll see it launched here back in like April of 2019. It had a big pump on launch, as many big new coins on Binance do. And then you can see it rallied all the way to this point up here. And then it aggressively pulled back on us. In fact, before it saw any more upside, it actually pulled back around 78%. And maybe you're like, yeah, so what? Well, from that pullback, within not very much time at all, it rallied all the way up to these dizzying heights. And that is where we could potentially be for a number of other projects right now. Now, I get it. You're like, what on earth is Binance Labs? Well, Binance is 2 things. It is an exchange, but it also has a launch pad and incubator. Now, what on earth is that? Well, effectively, before it reaches an ICO or initial coin offering, lots of projects do fundraising through venture capital. That's the way that they get money from big investments, and that can then be used for development and all the other good stuff. Now, because Binance is a big deal, they get the very best projects through their door. But as you know, if you've been around for the last few months or so, if you're a new project and you launch into the bear market, no matter how good your project is, it's a good chance that the funds will start to leave the project and you will get the prices withdrawing on you. So what? Well, if we can find projects that launched in the bear market since like the middle of last year, then we have a good chance of finding a potential winner that can go and pump really, really aggressively in the next bull market. I think you'll agree. So fortunately, it's very easy for us to do. You can just go across to cryptorank.io. Free website, easy to use. Now, this shows us a number of different pieces of information, but what we're most interested in is IDO ICO. Now, what we're going to do is just come up to the top and we're going to type in Binance. You can see all these exchanges, but what we need to find is launchpads. Click Binance, and then you can see it here. Current average return on investment, 19.46x. Okay, nearly 20x. An average return on investment. That is insane, okay? An all-time high average return on investment, 185x. Now, what can we do? Well, we can come down below and you can see this list of different coins. And if we sort by market cap, you'll see that we got likes of Polygon, Injective, Sandbox, Axie Infinity, Multiverse X, okay? Loads and loads of really top quality blue chip cryptos launched on Binance Labs. But we're not that interested in these right now, okay? Because we have seen big pumps happening in the likes of Polygon, Avalanche, and everything else. So what can we do that might be of more use to us? Well, if you come on the right-hand side where it says when, and you click that, it's going to show you the most recent launches that have taken place on that platform. Now, if we go back in time, you can see the Steppen, the walk to earn or move to earn app, around the 2nd of March last year. Now, Steppen did blow up towards the upside. Things look very good for it. However, it was in a bear market, and then basically after then, it kind of plummeted a bit. So, what have we got above it? Well, since December of last year, bearing in mind that was after like the FTX drama came in, you got Hooked Protocol, Space ID, Open Campus, and Arkham. What are we going to do? Well, let's have a look at each of these and just have a little bit of an understanding about what they do. You can just open them up like this, and then what we're going to find out whether or not we want to be interested in investing in them. Okay, so remember, all of these projects have the backing of Binance. That's really powerful. Most of them, in fact all of them, have been launched on the Binance exchange, which means there's always good liquidity available for these projects. That does, however, mean that we are kind of denied of a little catalyst that could potentially bring us a big pop in the future. But, you know, for now, Let's just rely on those average return on investments from Binance Labs. Now, Hook.io, the world's #1 Web3 social learning platform, transforming over 10 million plus users. Web3 social learning. Social learning, really, really valuable, really, really important. Particularly if you think since COVID, the online education system globally is worth in the multi-billions of dollars, particularly with many parts of Asia investing tons of money to learn things like English online and all sorts of other bits and pieces. This could be a really useful and interesting thing to be looking into. It's also going to bring about things to do with Web3 gaming, also doing stuff to do with education in Web3, immersive, gamified social learning experience, and lots of other bits and pieces. It's also hoping to help onboarding people into the Web3 environment, and there's tons of other bits and pieces going on. Now, I'm literally just going through this as we talk, guys, okay? There's no prepared speech here. You need to go and investigate this particular project and identify whether or not it looks like a decent project. Now, obviously, you then need to go in here, do your digging around, understand, is it a good industry? To be honest, just looking very briefly at it, it doesn't sound bad. You can get into the white paper, you can go through and you can read about token utilities. Is it going to be of any use? Governance platform, Hook ecosystem, gas token for Hook applications. You can then check out the roadmap. Are they working on time? Have they got things coming up in the future that could be of interest to us? Lots of different bits and pieces like that. What next? Well, let's have a look at market cap. Just have a little bit of an understanding. Now, guys, before you get all excited and go in and say, oh, we haven't really taught me anything about these different projects, I've taught you how to find these projects and understand the power of that launchpad and what these projects potentially could have the potential to do. It's up to you to go and investigate and understand more about these projects. Now, to be honest, someone as degenerate as me might be looking to just have a pop at each of these and maybe take a bag and put like a quarter into each of these and then just let it run for a couple of years and see what happens. Maybe I get one of those ROIs, it's like 1000x, maybe I don't, but you know, it's down to you and your own style of investment. But it's essential that you understand and know how to find value in a project. And I've told you this before, if you're too lazy to do it, or you don't really know how to do it, just go to an AI tool such as Claude.ai, which is the one I use, or you can go and use like ChatGPT or whatever. I am new to investing in crypto. I want to learn what to look for in a crypto project to work out whether it is a good investment or not. Can you write me a checklist for a diligent crypto investor? Hit enter and then let the computer do the work for you. Here it's going to tell you a few things. Now, what we got? The team. Go and find out whether the team's decent, whether they've got good experience in the space, whether they're transparent, whether they can tell you what they've been doing in the past, blah, blah, blah. What's the tech like? Does the tech compete with others in the industry? Is it really complex? Is it easy to explain how that tech works to other people, like potential investors? What are the tokenomics like? Roadmaps, activities, blah, blah, blah. Okay, feel free to pause the video and read these, or, you know, feel free to just go and use your own AI tool. Very, very straightforward, very, very simple. Now let's get back to it. What I want to pay attention to is what Hook has done recently. And as I've told you, it's pulled back really quite nicely. Like, remember, Matic and everything else did, where it boomed towards the upside and then it ripped back. Matic went back 78% at this point, because the Hook actually went back 86%, which is very kind of handy, to be honest, okay? Because from those like lows down there, it might not seem like a big increase, but that's literally 51% move in just the last few weeks. If we look at it on coin market cap, you can see the market cap sat around $55 million. However, fully diluted valuation, $470 million. That's pretty big. From that, you'll have to go and look at circulating supply. When are those token unlocks and things going to happen? If you want to know exactly how to find out things like when token unlocks and other stuff are happening. So maybe for us, Hook is not one that we want to get that involved in, because if it's going to see a 10x, you're looking at 4.7 billion, 100x, 47 billion. You're starting to look quite big market caps. Whether or not it's possible, who really knows right now? But that's just the first one. There's probably some better ones along the line, right? Well, the next one on the list is Arkham Intelligence. Now, if you subscribe to this channel, then you'll have already seen me talking about Arkham Intelligence before, when we were spying on Alex Becker's wallet the other day, where he bought Sidus, and the subscribers who were following me in that realized that straight after I made that video, and straight after everyone noticed what Alex Becker did, that Sidus token went up about 60 or 70%. So if you're not subscribed, you have to ask yourself a serious question. Why not? On with the video. Now, Arkham is basically an analytical platform. It does loads and loads of really in-depth stuff, where you can basically learn about different private wallets. You can go and find out stuff behind the scenes about total value locked. You can find out stuff. You can use tons of different metrics. And to be honest, it's a very interesting and smart platform, okay? You can see it's got loads of different tools and things available here. You can see, like I said the other day, we could search for Alex Becker like we did there, and you can search for a bunch of other people's wallets. And then we can see, what he's been buying and selling, what other people have been buying and selling, and all that good stuff. So Arkham, pretty cool, it seems, from this kind of brief scan over what's going on. And as we look into Arkham, market cap, $69 million. Circulating supply, again, not amazing. 69 million with a fully diluted valuation significantly higher, somewhere like 466. So let's get across and look at the charts. Well, again, Arkham had a very good launch towards the upside, aggressive, launched kind of earlier on this year, still kind of bull market-ish, but not really enough volume to be driving new projects. It then pulled back 68%. And in fact, I did make a video on these kind of coins back about a couple of months ago, sort of when we were back in these kind of areas here. You can see it fell back down and now it's pumped 70%. To be honest, if Arkham can pump back to those highs up there, which you saw very recently, that's 88%. There's no reason why you can't see good ROIs on coins like this in the future. Now, I'm not saying that you go into them now because it's kind of early doors, but it's very much worth paying attention to them. Remember what happened to Polygon. Remember what happened to Axie Infinity and various others that literally had the very same thing happen. They launched from Binance, they pulled back 70%, and then what happened to them? They blew up massively. Next one on the list, Space ID. I don't really know much about this, but create, discover, register, trade, manage one place for digital identities. Okay, this is very interesting. Going forward into the Web3 environment, we will probably all start to have our own .eth or .bnb addresses, okay? This is kind of handy because instead of having to share difficult and technical wallet addresses and stuff like that, you can just share your name and .eth and whatever, and that will have your wallets and everything integrated into it. That's kind of a useful thing, and definitely I see things heading that way once Web3 becomes kind of maybe the norm. One-stop Web3 domain and identity platform. And to be honest, this is something I actually might set up right now. It does seem quite useful, and I am tired of having to give people addresses and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so this could be a very cool thing. Basically does various different bits and pieces, trusted by industry professionals, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'm not going to break down in very great detail these particular projects for you right now, but I've showed you how to go and do it. Okay, so go and do it yourself. Okay, should be able to by now. Next up, coin market cap. $103 million market cap, circulating supply, pretty low. Okay, so again, fairly large, fully diluted market cap, but again, came from Binance. Previous results from projects that were launching on Binance, remember, averaged a return on investment of 20x, current conditions, but to all-time highs, 185x. Can you see an 185x from this? I think it'll be a hard push, okay? Remember, that's an average, so it takes into account the likes of Axie and Polygon and all those other absolute stormers, but still, maybe it does a 20x, maybe it does a 30x, maybe it does nothing. Who knows? And unlike the others, this one has a far more intriguing, let's say, looking chart. Now, lots of you will be like, oh, it's just a rug pull, it's dead, but that's just silly, okay? Remember, the same thing, Polygon, everything else. What happens when it launches, unless they got a solid vesting schedule set up, a lot of the kind of the big dogs will start to sell off their crypto to the investors, the ICO guys, okay? And you can see it then will pull back like it did here, pull back 80, just under 80%. Again, it sets us up nicely, okay? From that point, it's rallied recently all the way up 64%. It's had a nice little pullback here up to 41%. Now, for a return back to all-time highs, you can see 227%. All-time highs that it was at in April. This has the potential to go and see significant growth into the future, judging by what the others have done. What else can we pay attention to? Last one, Open Campus. Other protocol. Open Campus utilizes a new protocol allowing communities to create, own, and promote the way they see in the world and enable educators to earn a revenue and gain recognition for their contributions. Again, this is in the education or online education field, something that I think is very important. This, with backing from China, is also very key. It seems like a very interesting company again, okay? They're also working alongside the likes of the Sandbox. They've been backed by Animoca Brands, which is huge. And a few others, in fact Hooked, that we just looked at earlier. So just having a brief look at this, it sounds like something I want to dive deeper into. Now guys, I'm not saying you go and bet the farm on any of these projects. You only need to dive into them, understand more, but use these projects if you're not sure how to investigate. Like I've just taught you, get that kind of checklist, go into some of these projects and just see what they're all about, okay? You've got the backing of Binance behind them, and also got some fairly decent looking charts behind them. Now again, coin market cap, you can check out market caps and things like that just so you can work out whether or not there's a potential for seeing incredible gains into the future, or not potentially in some of these cases. And you can see, look, on launch, this project did extremely well. In fact, it did 5,100% on launch. That's very important because it then pulled back very nicely to a point where it started to find support around 79% down. Now, I get it. I haven't really given you a huge amount of detail on these different projects. I've also showed you that like the market caps and all that doesn't sound really amazing, but the projects seem reasonable. In the last bull market, projects that were launching in a very similar manner to this, very good projects, of course, potentially in different industries as they were, still managed to have phenomenal runs. And I'm not just talking about like polygons, and I'm not just talking about Axie Infinities, but there was a bunch of them that performed really well. Go to cryptorank.io. You can go to Binance Labs. You can find out more about how this thing works, okay? They also have various different releases coming up that haven't even been launched into the market yet. And for that, I would come to cryptofundraising.io, okay? Sorry, cryptofundraising.info. Go for Binance Labs, have a search for it, okay? Then you see some of the projects that they've been raising money for in the last year or so, okay? Also into this year, January, you have various different ones. Many of these won't even have gone public yet, okay? Therefore, if you can go and start to find out, maybe you can hop into a project somewhere around here where you can just get on board, ride up and make a quick, 5,000% in this case. Who knows? Now, hopefully this has shown you a different way of looking at things, some different tools, and just how the lazy man invests, because I'm not going to make up any stories here. I'm a non-technical person, but I invest in cryptos where I see good stuff going on behind the scenes. I look for good value, and this process, I think, could be a good one in the future. So make sure you go and do your own research to understand it in full. And if you're wondering where to pick up those coins, go to MEXC, guys, link down below in the description, because 0% spot maker taker fees. That means I barely make any commission at all from you trading on this platform. I want you to go there so you can save money and not use Coinbase because it's insanely expensive. MEXC's got like over 3,000 different cryptos. It has pretty much every crypto you will hear about on YouTube available there. You also get like up to $1,000 bonus, etc. if you use that link down below. Now, if you're in the US or somewhere like that, you might be like, oh, well, I can't use it because I'm American. Well, you can also use a NordVPN. Again, link down below. This, again, is an affiliate link. That means I might make a tiny bit of pocket money because it's extremely cheap. You get 4 months extra free, 30-day money-back guarantee, and you can use an exchange as if you're in a different country. So if you're American, you can pretend you're in the UK, so you can use MEXC. That means that you then get all the access to all of those free trades for absolutely nothing. Not only that, NordVPN is an essential piece of kit. It's the best VPN out there and is used by more people anywhere than pretty much any other VPN. It double encrypts your data, so it stops people from using spyware to be able to access your accounts and view all the different things you're doing. If you are trading cryptocurrency, this is an essential piece of kit. MEXC is an essential piece of kit, and they're all both no-brainers. Use them from the link down below in the description because it helps support the channel, but also you get the best deal if you do that. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. See you tomorrow with another video. Bye-bye.